What is up, Scar Knight, bringing you Pokemon Sword and Shield breakdown, analysis, all the good stuff of this. I don't know if it's called a trailer or not, but it's kind of representing the game, showing off what they have in this, and it is called Nintendo Treehouse Live in E3 2019. So yeah, there's actually a lot of stuff. First off, I just want to say that I'm holding off the second part of the trailer that I mentioned a while back into a different video. I feel like this is more important for me to share, and this will be a very important video in general. I don't know if I have time to share my thoughts because there has been a lot going down. You probably know what I'm talking about. I'll save that some other time. I don't think I'll have time. I mean, there was a lot of information put in the treehouse at the same time, not really. There was a couple new things, some that I already covered, some that there's very few that I've forgotten to mention, and the rest there's just like a whole rant that I could talk about with this. But yeah, I might share my thoughts and my input on this, and you might be surprised on what I'm thinking. There was 2 new Pokemon that was in the demo version of Pokemon Sword and Shield in E3 while you're playing in there, and it's actually you play in there in the second gym. I'll cover that in a little bit, but the 2 new Pokemon are Yamper, the Corgi electric type Pokemon. I might as well cover it here instead of later. It says the ability is Ball Fetch. I don't know what this ability is. I might check it out later, but the known moves is Play Rough, Spark, Crunch, and Wild Charge. Yamper was revealed in the Pokemon Sword and Shield demo at E3. And the next Pokemon is Impudent. It is a dark fairy type, which is very interesting. With the known moves of Insurance, Sucker Punch, and Play Rough. And the details of that is not very much. There was actually something else to it. It's not really a Pokemon per se that they shown off on there, but it has been represented multiple times. And that is this squirrel-like Pokemon on this t-shirt. And like some other places, like on this person's lap, I think. Truthfully, if I'm being honest, I didn't even look at the crowd very much in detail to see what new Pokemon are in there, because that never crossed my mind, to be perfectly honest with you. But apparently the Corgi Pokemon Yamper was featured on a sign, and I didn't even think about that. I don't know why I never thought about looking at the details. I was looking everything else but the crowd, because I thought it was going to be like repetitive people or whatever cheering. But yeah, it never crossed my mind. But yeah, those are the new Pokemon. Like I said, the squirrel Pokemon's not been announced yet. Technically neither of these 2 either, but at least we see them displayed in front of us. So yeah, so now let's go with the Treehouse E3 stuff. So the first screen we already pretty much seen most of it already, but they're actually running out here, and there's a Butterfree that spawns on the left side. And you see the town. I think that's like the industrial town with a whole bunch of lights from the Dynamax pedestals, if you want to call it that. The berry tree right there available for you. And then there's a patch of grass. Later in the demonstration, they do go inside the grass and see what Pokemon are inside, pretty much. And it almost looks like there's something on that tree, but it's just the details of it, pretty much. But yeah, this is mostly the wild area that he's in, where Pokemon are going to be roaming free. Not only in the patches of grass, but I do notice that sometimes certain Pokemon are in the dirt patches as well. Not so much the grass that he's literally standing on, but like the big patches of grass. So in this clip right here, he's in the grass. Well, you see Bunnelbees and Wingles. Like I mentioned, we did point out Bunnelbee in the last one. And I was right that it was Bunnelbee because I recognized it because of the ears. So then you see that he goes into battle against this wild Bunnelbee. I'm glad that it's a thing now. And we see the moves of Scorbunny here. I think, actually, yeah, we already pointed them out before. And he shows off Double Kick, or he jumps and then kicks. We also noticed that there was a Pokeball right next to it showing that you caught a Bunnelbee. I don't know if the developer that did this demonstration just caught everything on the route or something, I don't know. There is technically different areas inside the wild area, so it's not just gonna be one whole thing, you know, just for you future Nuzlockers or whatever. And this one you see a battle against a Wingull. The trainer switched his Pokemon out to Grookey to show off Branch Poke. Pretty much they always have keynotes of what they want to show off and not really show anything else. I don't really believe that the game they're playing currently is like the full demo version. Or not the full demo version, the full game. Because when they're doing these keynotes, they try to avoid going too far in a certain place. Not only to not reveal stuff, but this is kind of like an addition where, you know, there's certain game types that they do. We also see the option of putting them in a box or in your team and stuff. That's been displayed before in Pokemon X and Y. Oh, and Sun and Moon. Or maybe it's just Sun and Moon. I kind of honestly don't remember. Besides trying to give it a nickname, that is. I think the options are add to your party, send to box, see Wingull's summary, and check summary of your party Pokemon. Stuff like that. Which is actually pretty good, because then you can look at what stats that you want a little bit quicker, rather than nicknaming the Pokemon and then press the menu and then go to the menu and see what Pokemon are available. The cool thing is too that they go out of the patch of grass a little bit far enough. And then we see a Diggersby on the right side. He just popped out of nowhere. And we see a whole bunch of Wingulls right here. So since this is depending on the weather, like I mentioned, other areas we've seen like Snovers and Avalugs when it's hailing and so on and so forth with the weather. I might not have pointed it out as well, but there's like a sidebar showing the experience throughout all the Pokemon. It looks like there's an experience share that he has as well. There's something else to it. On the side of the screen you'll see that it says Victor or whatever. Pretty much that's the person online that's kind of connected to you, or anybody else that's connected on the screen. There's a Haunter on the screen too. Pass by a pedestal. And we go on, we see Butterfree flying. See a trainer right there. And there was a trainer before as well. I don't know if I pointed him out or not. It says South Lake Millock, or is it Miloch? I don't know. There's a Galvantula. That's a pretty cool Pokemon. And then there's some Machops right here and some Snovers. Now if you notice, when you went to the lake, it just changed up the weather. I don't know if it's changed if you're just staying there for like if you left your switch on for like 30 minutes, if it would just change automatically. I imagine that it would. But you see Machop right here. And then at this point, they mentioned that there's actually higher level Pokemon that will appear that you more likely want to avoid because they're very over level compared to your Pokemon. Or maybe, who knows, it really depends on what point in the game you are. But there's a Machoke on the screen, this is what I'm referring to. You really don't want to go up against this, because they went up against it and it was a really bad time for them because they just got smacked up by this Machoke. Because some Pokemon, I imagine they will run away, or if you whistle to them they'll go closer to you being nice. But Pokemon like Machoke would aggressively go to you. You know, it's like that same thing where you can't escape or whatever. Because he's level 26, and at this point the trainer just has like level 12 Pokemon. So it's going to be very interesting. It's also going to be really cool in a Nuzlocke variation too, because I can imagine it being a problem. Especially like if you're not paying attention, you turn around the corner and he's just right there, you know. At this point they have like the next note that they have to show off, and that is the bike. They're showing off how the bike is, and I really like that there's like an electrical charge as you're pedaling faster. It's like really cool. Oh, the place before says is Rolling Fields, and then the next place is East Lake Axwell. It kind of flip-flops there. But we already point this out that the bike could go on the water, but this time you could actually see it go through there. What was that Pokemon actually? There's another Pokemon. I think that was a Gyarados for sure though. I'm gonna have to see what that is. Yeah, it looks like a Gyarados. I could kind of see the fin there. This looks like a Drifloon. I don't know what the heck it's doing in the water. I thought it was a Jellicent. It almost looks like, or maybe, is it that ice cream Pokemon? It looks like Drifloon though. Like I see like it's a faded purple, but oh no, it is the ice cream Pokemon because Vanillix just popped out of nowhere. That's a Vanillite. Okay, never mind. I didn't even know they go over water. That's so weird. And then you see on the side of the screen it says Gloria. I don't know why I always think that, but that's Cynthia. I think that Pokemon right there is I was gonna say Cryogonal, but I think that one for sure is a Jellicent or a Frillish. That's what I kept saying in the last one too. I meant Frillish. I guess that's why I thought it was Drifloon, because I don't know. People would say, well, how come it would be over water? I mean, why would the ice cream be in over water? But either way, there's like a sparkling item right here. That's what the items look like, or the hidden items. That is. It's sometimes that was kind of how it was in X and Y and Sun and Moon as well. It's a sparkling item. At least I believe so. Now, at some point too, they're gonna show off how the online battles work. Where that's what I kind of noticed too when I first played this. It's all like, oh, and there's like a different item too. I'll get back to what I was gonna say, but the item's called a pungent root. I don't know what that is. Either way, in a little bit they're gonna show off the online feature where the person will actually come up on in your gameplay. So the other symbol that we see here, we see that Gloria over here wants to trade for something, because you could see by the symbols and stuff. The other symbol looks like she caught a Pancham. I think that's what it is. I didn't even notice that before, honestly. I always noticed that symbol, but I never actually looked at what Pokemon that was. But in a little bit we'll see the trainer pop up. More likely I'll find something post-editing while this is all happening, if there was other Pokemon out here or something I might have missed, so I'm not going to be surprised if I did. And then we see the trainer right there running across the lake. I think that's really cool. I never thought that would ever happen in a Pokemon game where like the other trainer is in your gameplay rather than in a setting where like, oh, connecting online, and then you go to another place. And then therefore you start communicating, but even still, like, you don't really move very much once you're in the online state in past Pokemon games. Like I also think of Mario Kart when that happens, when the person just pops up and you could only like send already stationary messages like hello, good luck, or something. So I think this is really cool. I know other games like Grand Theft Auto already do this, but you know, this is like a first step for Pokemon. And for some reason, this Gloria chick gives you a pack of potatoes. I don't know what that does. It says ingredients. So that's interesting. I don't know why that's the first time I noticed that, but maybe that's what the professor does. Now, I wonder if this is actual time that she did this, like if this Gloria girl was another... Is it the person at the treehouse with them or something? I don't know. But, like if they actually did this 3 days ago when she played and tried to catch up where she needs to be, and she found potatoes and already planned to give it to this guy right here. I don't know. I'm not really sure. Anyway, I found this 3 days ago or whatever and gave her a pack of potatoes. Okay. Though, use caution. You know, it's at least 3 days old after all. Interesting. And then actually going to the raid battle, like I was trying to say, but you see like the giant stairs right behind them. That's really cool. I forgot to point that out a second ago. That's really awesome to look at. There's like 2 other trainers just standing there, but they're not online players. Looks like a hiker, which he looks pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie, he looks jacked. And then a trainer to the left, where he looks like some type of ace trainer. I could be just dead wrong. And you see the online player run away. and move around. Like, I know there's MMOs of Pokemon games, like, you know, Fire Red, where everybody moves at the same time, but wouldn't it be cool, like, if everybody were to go to gym with each other at all times? Like, you guys would be able to schedule what you want to go, like, hey, like 5 o'clock, you know, always? And they go like, yeah, and it'd be like 3 other people, like it'd be Ash, Missy, and Brock or something. And you would go town to town, take turns being the gym leader, and you were able to watch. That'd be dope. Obviously we're not there yet, but you know. So right here, I think this is the actual connection to go online. The battle ends when Pokemon faint 4 times, or the battle lasts for 10 turns. It really takes 10 turns. I forgot about that. It's a 3-star Steel Ground type for Steelix. I wonder if it goes to 5 stars, or does it go full 10 stars, or how is it? I'm imagining 5 stars. But we see Victor, Tom, Jane, Gloria, Scorbunny, Arcanine, Togekiss, and Ludicolo. Or, sorry, the things on the left is the names and the Pokemon on the right. It threw me off because I see that Sobble for Jane. So, yeah, whatever. Ready to battle, switch Pokemon, or quit. You only get to pick 1 Pokemon because it says the 4 Pokemon if they fall down or whatever. And you know, they get ready and then start going. We see the party of this Treehouse gameplay where Scorbunny, Grookey, Sobble, Wooloo, Pikachu, and Eevee. Of course, they have to have the Let's Go pair. Most of them level 13, level 16 for Wooloo, and level 18 for Pikachu and Eevee. And he has Lucario on the boxes randomly, but that's level 26 Lucario. Having that prepared for the Dynamax battle. And here we see the different trainers up against the Steelix. Where now we get a better understanding of how this works, because I was wondering about this whole shield thing. I didn't understand what it was. It was like a barrier. And the thing is, you can't actually attack the Dynamax Pokemon up until you take those barrier markers off, and you'll see them in a little bit. It doesn't do anything until it gets there, and I forget what it was because it's been a while since I've seen this, but I think it is when it gets to half health, it puts up the barriers, I do believe, and then there's like about 5 or 6 of them. I don't remember at the moment. But you get to strategize, and I might have already mentioned this in the last one, but you only get to pick 1 Pokemon to be Dynamax. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure I already mentioned this before, because you want to be able to put 4 Dynamax Pokemon up against the Steelix. That'd be crazy. They would get destroyed. We see Max Rockfall. There's something else about that. The water move is actually called Max Geyser when you're a water type Dynamax Pokemon with the water move. And I forget if it was the fire type called Max Blaze or Max Scorch or something like that. But I thought that was an exclusive move with Eldegoss, but it's not the case. That was the grass type Dynamax move. So now the guy summoned his Arcanine to be Dynamax. The whole team has to like decide collectively who's gonna be the one Pokemon to have this stage. Oh, Max Flare, that was the move. I knew it was something that was pertained to something that was already named that way. I didn't think Team Flare, so Max Flare, yeah, that was the fire type move. And then it says right here, Steelix is getting desperate, attacks are growing more aggressive. And then it puts up the barriers I was wondering about, and it's actually 5. And as you can see, the HP is half, so it gets worried once it gets to orange health. And the thing is, even though the regular Pokemon will be taking 1 barrier apart, the Dynamax Pokemon could take up to like 2 or 3, I believe. So after this Max Flare attack, it actually takes 2 others, yeah. Once the barrier is shattered, it'll say, the mysterious barrier that was protecting Steelix disappeared. And I noticed that the HP dropped too. I'm not really sure what that affects is depending or not. I'm not really entirely sure if that was already... Hang on, let me look back at that actually. And the defenses harshly fall as well, so this is where it gets really bad. And there was something that I mentioned before where, like, at what point are you able to catch the Pokemon? Are you able to, like, if you were to use, this is the example I used last time, if you were to use Fissure, would it just kill the Pokemon, or will it get it to 1 HP and go like, hey, you could catch this Pokemon, and if you say no, it dies? Like, I wasn't really sure, and I do think this answers that question. Okay, so right here it gets to 0 HP, and then it just explodes. Steelix is weak, throw a Pokeball now! And then that's what I was curious about, and you could say catch or don't catch. I was obviously they're gonna demonstrate catching a Dynamax Pokemon. He has 219 Pokeballs. I didn't even realize that before. But I'm honestly curious to see if he puts don't catch if it just dies. I assume yes, but that's what I was wondering about, and I'm glad it confirmed it here. And then they catch the Dynamax Steelix. Okay, so that is pretty much it for the Treehouse E3 stuff. Now we're gonna take care of the actual demo at E3. The footage or the screenshots gotta be pretty terrible because it's literally off a TV screen, so I'll try to do my best to make it look viewable as much as possible. I'm not really sure how well I'm gonna do this, but like I said, I'm saving the second part of the trailer for some other time, and I'm also sharing my opinion for something that might be considered a controversial thing. But either way, I'll share my opinion more likely in the next part. I'm not too sure, but at some point it needs to be said. Regardless, we're gonna go first do the demo of E3 rather than the demonstration of Treehouse. You know, by demonstration, I know that still means demo, but just showing off what they need to of the game. But for this one, like I mentioned before, you go take place inside the second gym, which that's another thing they announced. The second gym leader is Nessa, which is an awesome gym leader. And then you see the advice guide right here too. The Pokemon gym has a challenge for you. You have to find your way through this maze and defeat the gym leader waiting at the goal. However, some paths in the maze are blocked by water. What should you do then? Try pressing that red button over there, and I imagine you'll figure it out, future champ. And if you like your team of Pokemon healed up anytime, simply come to me. Simply come talk to me. Now let the challenge begin. Which is really cool. I didn't even realize that before either. Like, you could go back to the advice guide to heal your Pokemon rather than going outside and trying to find the Pokemon Center and then going back here. And sometimes in Pokemon games, in the gyms, the puzzle resets. So it is a good thing. I mean, then again, for people that are skipping battles though, that could be bad for like puzzle skipping. But for a person that takes on all the trainers anyway, wouldn't really much be of a problem, because if they go to the Pokemon Center, they could easily, all they have to worry about is the puzzle rather than the trainers. Regardless, it's still cool that he heals your Pokemon and stuff, and I really like that inside of the gym. I don't know why it also never crossed my mind that there's an actual gym structure with gym trainers inside the gym, because all we seen was like the grass field and you versusing the gym leader. I didn't know there was like the gym process, which sounds like common sense, but looking back on it, I'm all like, oh, this is cool. You actually do stuff before you get there. This is something to show that you're worthy enough to face this. The first trainer you see, it says, I'm glad we got to battle. Let me show you my Pokemon. This versus the schoolgirl, which we have seen before. You are challenged by Lass Emily. And she sends out a Vulpix, which I don't think is going to be in a water gym. Just call me crazy, but there's another thing too. With this demo, it shows off all the Pokemon being level 50, which obviously won't be the case, because by then Sabo more likely will be evolved twice already. So yeah, that's kind of common sense, you know. Vulpix also. I mean, then again, she is like a Firestone Pokemon, but either way, we see Liquidation, Rain Dance, Soak, and Water Pulse as the moves. We haven't seen Vulpix yet, but it's glad that it's in this game, you know. I don't think Alolan Vulpix or any Alolan form will be in this game, unless it's like one of those Pokemon. You know how in Sun and Moon they show off pretty much like, oh, I got these Pokemon from Kanto, and they show like a normal Sandshrew opposed to an Alolan Sandshrew, you know, stuff like that. So we might have very few of those trainers that will have like, oh, I'm from Alola, and sends out an Alolan Exeggutor for no reason whatsoever. You're the Feline Emily. Just like I thought, you've got confidence and strength in battle. You get $2,000 for that. I may only have one Pokemon, but it's my best friend, says youngster, what's his face? You are challenged by youngster Travis. That's what the youngster looks like in this game. And he has the squirrel shirt. He has the squirrel shirt. I repeat, he has the squirrel shirt. And it looked like he has like, I hope those are acorns. I don't know what that is, but I'm just saying. And I hope that's not pea. I'm just saying. This all looks like it's possible that he's doing the bathroom right now. I'm just saying. Anyway, he has a Gossifleur. Sends out Sobble. Again, I don't think Gossifleur's got to be in the water type gym. I mean, it's not the first time they have gyms that isn't the opposing type. I mean, I'm pretty sure Watson gym has like a Zigzagoon in the electric type gym, you know, but he has electric type moves. It's safe to say though Gossifleur won't have a water type move, I'm just saying, unless it has like hidden power water, I don't know. But we see that the Scorbunny has Flame Charge, Quick Attack, Double Edge, and Headbutt as his moves. I'm only saying the moves because it was different before, so you know there is that. You defeated youngster Travis. I made it my mind I'm going to catch a whole lot of Pokemon. Got $1,000 for winning for that. And the way to change this puzzle, you goes up to these little, I don't know if they're Pokeballs or just a button or whatever, but you go up to them, switch them in and out, depending on like the red watermill or the yellow watermill. Is similar to Majora's Mask. It takes me back to that third temple, you know, in Majora's Mask. It's really, really cool. Like when the whole water geyser things and you go up and you have to go turn it the right way so you could go navigate and face the boss. That's what it reminds me of. It also reminds me of Mario Sunshine a lot. Like there's like a lot of pipes. I know that's kind of too general, but that's just what I think of pretty much. And there's this trainer right here. Let's not worry about winning or losing. I just want to use my favorite move. And last Riley with the Impudent, and this is the first time we see it in battle. I don't know if the screenshot shows Grookey yet, but here's Corviknight up against this Impudent with the pressure ability, no less. He has Brave Bird, Swagger, Drill Peck, and Steel Wing. That's what Steel Wing looks like. Just one shot this thing. I don't know, honestly I'm not the biggest fan of Impudent. Yamper, at first I wasn't sure how I felt about him, but now I just absolutely love him a lot, so you know that's cool. I really like Yamper nowadays. Like it'd be nice to have it as a pet. And then you see the walkway of where that trailer had, where you see the number 227 in the back. And then this epic encounter with Nessa is one of my favorite gym leaders now, I'm not gonna lie. Welcome. My name is Nessa, I'm a gym leader. You're doing quite well to get through the switch puzzles. Only the best and brightest trainers can stand before me, even so, I don't plan on losing. And then it shows like the gym leader epicness. You are challenged by gym leader Nessa. And she sends out a Goldeen, which is an actually brilliant Pokemon to start off with, because I remember at the Misty Gym there's a trainer that has a Goldeen, and my dumb self has a grass type. And that's why I always worry, because he has like Peck Attack, you know. You're strong to have made it this far, but I won't be going easy on you. So it's some extra dialogue after she gets her first Pokemon out. I do like that, and I also like that the last Pokemon available, usually the trainers would say something towards the end, whether it's rivals or gym leaders. But yeah, let's see if Grookey has any different moves. I don't know. It looks like Razor Leaf, Slam, Uproar, and Knockoff. But yeah, I do like it when gym leaders kind of use their type weaknesses and having Pokemon that have a type advantage against them. That's pretty smart. That's why I always liked, you know, the fact that the first gym leader in X and Y has something to counter fire types, and that's Surskit, which I thought was really clever. And you know, with using a water sport to its effectiveness. But we see Nessa not only has a Goldeen, but she has a Dreadnought, if I'm saying this right. Dreadnought, it's time to Dynamix. Show us your overwhelming power. And she returns to the Pokeball, have her special animation to get out the Dynamix Dreadnought, which I didn't see coming. Like I said, when I first saw Dreadnought, I didn't expect it to be not a water type. I don't know why. It eats steel, so I just assumed it was like Steel Rock or something. Either way, I mean, I guess that's Aron, Aggron, and Lairon, so I don't know. A Dynamix transformation changes moves too. Max Geyser will wash you away. And then you see Dreadnought using Max Geyser! And just absolutely obliterates Wooloo, unfortunately. Not only that, Max Geyser has another effect, and that is using Rain Dance afterwards automatically, which is really cool. Turns out Wooloo is still alive with 3 HP, but the moves Wooloo has looks like it's Defense Curl, Double Edge, Takedown, and Cotton Guard. We see Yamper on screen for the first time, besides this other screenshot. I mean, in battle, that's what I meant to say. This is where people saw and took pictures of it while a person's playing on screen and stuff. Unfortunately, Yamper also gets obliterated, a little bit worse than Wooloo, but that's because Wooloo is more defensive. Yamper doesn't look as defensive as Wooloo. And then again, after 3 turns, Dynamax is no longer, so that's why Dreadnought is normal. Grookey's about to be Dynamax, and you see Max Overgrowth, Max Strike, another Max Strike, and Max Darkness. That's probably because he has 2 normal moves, Slam and I don't remember what the other one was. That's how good my memory is. I wonder what number Nessa is. I didn't really pay attention to see. But we see Dynamax Grookey again, but we already seen that. But at least this time, there's like rain around, so that's really cool looking at it, you know. And then this Max Overgrowth is absolutely gonna murder Dreadnought, unfortunately, because he's Water Rock type. So probably a good strategy for it to do is to wait out the 3 turns on any Dynamax Pokemon, except for like the raid battles, because I'm pretty sure they're Dynamax for good. But that is it, and you get yourself the second badge. You defeated Nessa. I had confidence in my team, but we were completely washed away. You know, before, actually, when I first watched this, I expected her to say that. Like, I'm all like, what would she say? I'm all like, oh, you washed me away. And then she said it. I was like, oh. But anyway, good stuff, good stuff. $6,000 for winning. Regardless of who won, it was an excellent Pokemon battle. Now that I battled you, I think I understand. I can see you hold the potential to be a fantastic Pokemon trainer within you. Please take this gym badge. And then this absolutely beautiful badge. I like the whole badge setup, but yeah. Of course, this is the second badge with Milo, or whatever his name is. It's gonna be at the very top. Jesus, you know. But yeah, that's pretty much about it with the 2 demos. This is all E3. One's Treehouse, the other one's the actual demo that people are able to play. Most of the footage that is out there on YouTube, they could only do it 3 minutes at a time, or else they get in trouble. So there was that thing. So I did screenshot from other people's gameplay you know, I apologize if you are offended about that. But either way, the next video is going to be a very important video pertaining to the controversy of Pokemon Sword and Shield. If you want to know my opinion about it, and hopefully this fixes everything. So be sure and wait for that. I don't know how soon it will be. It could be the next video. It could be not. I don't know. I'm not sure, honestly. But either way, if you like this video, don't forget to press that like button. If you really like this video, please consider subscribing. If you haven't considered subscribing yet, please watch another one of my videos. I play video games, and if you like playing video games, you might like my stuff. With that being said, White Tigers and Dragons to you, and you've been scarred by the night. I'm out.